Hey, welcome to the Mark Side. Today's video, vital information for those of us that are looking to retire and relocate as we're getting older. That is, what am I gonna do if I need a doctor, a hospital, if I need a dentist, if I need eyeglasses? So today's video, vital. Gonna go to the hospital, gonna go to the dentist, going to go to the eyeglass optometrist, gonna get all those things handled and show you where to go, what it takes, what the experience is like, and most importantly, the costs. So it's gonna be a lot of running around the city to different locations. So just wanted to give you an idea of where we're headed. So sit down, get comfortable, don't miss any of this, because if you're coming to Southeast Asia for any amount of time, chances are you're gonna have to get into some of this stuff to take care of your needs. So here we go. Eyeglasses, optometrist, eye exams. As we get older, we need them. I'm going to share my journey here on the industry that I've experienced in my own life. I've had to go back to wearing glasses. You notice the new look? They're for distance only, but I haven't needed them for 20 years after getting LASIK surgery. However, I found my eyes changing. At our age, retirement age, it's just bound to happen. So I went from wearing those cheater glasses for up close, reading for 15 years, to not needing those anymore, but now needing glasses for distance, hence the new look. Getting eyeglasses here, I did the first time over 10 years ago when I saw how inexpensive they were. So we're gonna head into the optometrist, the eyeglasses guy. I'm gonna pick up a new pair of glasses. These glasses, and I'm gonna say the cost over and over again, that I'm wearing, I got from him, and these glasses were about $11. That's eye exam, lenses, frames, and they're ready in an hour. So we're gonna head down here, go in, I'm picking up another pair because I lost one pair a few days ago. And I'll tell you, if I'd have lost a pair of eyeglasses in the States where they're about $400 or $500, it would have been a whole different story. But here, no sweat, no stress. I lost a pair of $11 prescription glasses, so I just head in and I get another pair made. This is my chosen optometrist here. Let me spin this around for you. This is my guy. I've been coming here for about 3 years to get my glasses made. It's fast. He's got someone in there right now. But we're gonna show you the process. When I come in, don't have to make an appointment. I just roll in. He knows I'm here for glasses. Xin chao. Yeah. We sit down at the eye machine, and he gives me those funny goggles and gives me the different lenses. And then I look up at the eye chart there. I look out at the distance. And when I get really great vision, I tell him. Then I just come over here and pick some lenses. I just get the cheap ones. These frames are about, I don't know, $8. And I believe these glasses, which I can't even see the camera because these are for distance, these glasses I think were about $12. So I'm here to pick up a new pair. Emily? So, here are the new glasses. I had him make these. Okay, what do you think? Okay? So I look out here, and without the glasses, I cannot read any of the signs on the far side of the street. Put on the new specs, and it's just like when I got the LASIK surgery over 20 years ago, 2020. So these glasses, again, were about $12. I now have 3 pairs. Okay, we finished up here, and these eyeglasses stores are all over the city. This is just the one I choose to use, but they are everywhere with the same inventory and the same type of pricing. So you need eyeglasses. It's super easy. And again, just another example of something that is so inexpensive to do over here in Vietnam compared to where we are in the West. Okay, what about the hospital? What if you need a hospital? Where do you go? What are the services like? Well, I've used the hospital a lot because I go to the gym a lot. So let's go see what visiting the International Hospital is like here in Da Nang. See you over there. Everything about going to the hospital here is so much easier. Just arrived at Vinh Mec Hospital, and even from the parking, you roll in, and let me show you. There's the pharmacy door. There's the front entrance. I mean, you roll in and you park right by the front entrance, and then you head inside. So let's go inside. I don't need any medical treatment today, but I'm gonna reenact the first time that I came here. I can still share with you the costs of different things that I've had done, from MRI to fluid draining to X-ray. They've got a nice welcome stand here. But I've been here 5 or 6 times, a few MRIs, a couple draining of fluid in a bursitis elbow. So the first time I came here, this beautiful new hospital was absolutely empty. So here there are a couple of people in this beautiful waiting area. 3 years ago, there was no one here. This is a new international hospital, and the folks speak English here, so it's quite easy. So the first time I came in 3 years ago was for an MRI. I had put off getting an MRI in America, even though I knew my shoulder, my rotator cuff had at least a tear in it from the gym, but it was expensive. The least expensive MRI I could get where I lived, and I lived in a very inexpensive area, was $1,200 US, just to go to the imaging center and get the MRI done. So I decided to get it done here 3 years ago. So I walked in, there was nobody here. I came over to this wonderful desk, and they said, go upstairs and go to the orthopedic department, which is right there. So I came in. Again, this place is empty today. I had subsequent visits here a year ago, 6 months ago, where it was more crowded, now that things are a little more back to normal. But when you come to the hospital here, there is the counter where you pay. And when you come here to get services, they check you out, they tell you what you need, they tell you how much it's going to cost, and then if everything's okay, you go pay, and then you come back and you get your services done. I guess at lunchtime, nobody's here. The desk area is empty. That's the orthopedic doctor's office, who I've always seen. Down there is where I got my elbow drained. Let's see if we can find a secretary. The dentist, our favorite place to go. Well, when you're in Vietnam, it's a much better place to go than when you're at home, just based on the price. So I'm here at my go-to dentist for 3 years now. This is Picasso Dental. Vietnamese dentists, they speak English. They may or may not have gone to dental school in the States. I will ask. They have amazing staff. Hello, staff.
Hi.
And it's a beautiful, modern, clean dental office. I've had fillings done here. I've had cleanings. I actually had a tooth removed that was broken down at the root. Here comes some customer, but we're gonna go up today. I'm just gonna get a cleaning and an x-ray and examination, and the big thing will be showing you exactly what this costs when we're done. So I'm gonna head upstairs, hit that torture chair, and we'll see you in a little bit. While I'm waiting to head up to the dental chair, let me share with you about another medical experience. I won't go there, but about 2 years ago, I got some dust or some gravel in my eye while driving the motorbike without any eyewear on. And my eye was scratching and watering for a few days. And I knew there was something going on that I couldn't get out myself. So a friend of mine said, well, why don't you go to the eye hospital? And I said, there's a hospital just for eyes? And they're like, yeah, where is it? Now this was about 2.5 years ago. So Da Nang was not filled back up with people like it is now. I drove to an eye hospital, parked right in front, went inside. When they showed me where to go, I don't even think I waited 5 minutes. I went and sat down in front of an eye doctor. She looked in my eye with the machine. She said, yes, there's something in there, like a rock or whatever. It had scratched your eye. They flushed it out and put some drops in there. And she said, here's a prescription. Go get some drops. You know, take these 3 times a day for the next week. I did all that and I was fine. Total cost on visiting the eye hospital, getting examined, and then filling this prescription was $10 US. I shit you not. $5 to sit down, see the doctor, have her examine my eye, tell me what's wrong, and $5 for some drops at the pharmacy. That's my experience with the specialized eye hospital. Amazing. Prescriptions, getting prescriptions filled, pharmacies here, and I don't use a lot of prescription drugs at all. I never have. I've gotten a few prescriptions of antibiotics when I had some issues with elbow drainage and a tooth thing. But I'm not big on prescription drugs, but you can Google it, and I think you'll find out that many drugs that we have to get with a prescription you don't need. You just walk into a pharmacy. And here when you go into a pharmacy, if you're just driving along and you want a couple ibuprofen because your arthritis is acting up, you can literally go in and buy 2 pills, 3 pills. You don't have to get a full bottle of Advil for $10. It's just a different world over here with that. And it makes life a lot easier, and it can be quite a bit less expensive when you can buy your pills over the counter a la carte. Okay, they're calling me to go up to the torture chair. We'll see you when the cleaning and examination are done. We'll go over the costs. You aren't gonna believe it, so don't go away. Okay, we're out of the chair. We're gonna go downstairs for an x-ray. Here is the beautiful office. She took good care of me. I will never know if I see her again because she wore the mask, but this is the beautiful facility here at Picasso Dental. Just a quick say hello. There's more staff. Hello. More staff there. And here's yet another room, all high tech. Okay, we're going downstairs for an x-ray. I'll see you at checkout. Okay, x-ray finished. That took less than 5 minutes. Back out to the waiting area. We'll get the bill for the services for today. There's the doctor. Finally, there he is. Xin chào.
Hello.
Hello. I want to ask you, where do you go to dental school?
In Huế University of Medicine and Pharmacy.
Huế University. That's a city near here. I tell all my fans at home. And you speak great English. It's always easy to come here because the staff speaks great English. So this is Picasso Dental over in the city. I've been coming here for 3 years. They're awesome. We're going to get the bill, then I can tell you what things cost over here. Okay, all finished. So what does it cost to go to the dentist here in Vietnam? So I had 3 things done. I had a examination consultation, then they did a tooth cleaning with the hydrosound pick, and then brushing with a abrasive toothpaste, and then I had a 3D panoramic x-ray done. So in my case, because I've been coming to the same place for 3 years, and they are smart enough to show appreciation for a loyal customer, I got 2 of the 3 services for free. And they said, because they know I'm doing a video. That's not normal, that's for you. So I got a free inspection, consultation, examination, and I got a free x-ray. So that saved me 800,000 dong, which would be about $36 or so. And I paid only for $12 for the tooth cleaning today. But the normal pricing I asked them about, just so I could share it with you, to come in and just get an examination where the dentist probes you with a little hook and checks for cavities just visually, that is normally $200K. Fasten your seatbelts, a whopping $8. The 3D panoramic x-ray is normally $600K. That's about $25. And as I said, I did pay for the cleaning, which was 300,000 dong, which is about $12. So if you'd have come into the dentist like I did 3 years ago and paid for all these services as a new customer, it would have cost you 1,100,000 dong, which is about 45 bucks. Holy Christ. I mean, back at home, you pay $45 just for parking, for God's sakes. Now, here's the greatest thing. When did I make the appointment to come in here and get this done? Did I do it 2 or 3 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago, like back at home when you called the dentist and needed an appointment? Unless, of course, it was an emergency. They told you, yeah, we're gonna fit you in next month or in 6 weeks. I sent a text message to the doctor, the dentist here, this morning at 10:30 a.m. They said, we'll see you at 2:30. I got a little delayed. I said, is 3 o'clock okay? And they said yes. Same day appointments, no waiting. It's just a different world over here. So again, call in the morning, see the dentist in the afternoon, in and out, 3 services, full price, $45 US. As they say in New York, have you ever seen that before? Forget about it. Okay, we're gonna wrap up today's medical menu. We saw the hospital, talked about those prices. We went to the eyeglasses, talked about those prices. I told you about the eye hospital, and now we finished up at the dentist. I'll be back to wrap it up in a minute. Okay, we've done it all, the medical, the dental, the eyeglasses, but I wanted to give you guys a quick wrap up. And I know it looks like I just gave you the intro to this video right here, right now. Well, you know, the miracle of filming and film editing that I learned from Steven Spielberg, it just looks that way. Really, it's totally a whole nother day, and I've just finished showing you all those medical, dental, eyeglass locations. But I wanted to give you a good, concise wrap up of the services and the costs. So first, the hospital, Vinmec. I've gotten 3 MRIs there for different injuries. An MRI plus the consultation before and after with the orthopedic, easy for me to say, anybody can do this, guys, orthopedic surgeon, 3 times from $180 to $200 US. Also at the hospital, I had elbow bursitis, again from the gym. I had it, the consult, the examination, the diagnosis, and then twice had the elbow drained of fluid, and those multi-phase visits were $100 each time, unbelievably low priced. And then I also went there to have a big mole removed because I didn't want it to get torn off during a workout. It was you know, a big mole, and they said, well, we take off 5 moles for 125 bucks, so you're gonna pay 125 whether you get 1 taken off or 5 taken off. So I said, well, there might be a couple of suspects on my back. I said, you check me out and let me know. It ends up I got 5 mole skin tags removed for $125 US. So that's my experience using doctors and the Vinmec hospital here. I told you about the specialty eye hospital. I won't go into that again. Then the dentist. I told you some of the prices, but just to give you the concise wrap up, I've had everything at the dentist. I've had examinations, cleanings, x-rays, a filling filled, and I also had a bad broken tooth removed, and then a post and implant put in. So cleaning, we went over $8 to get your teeth cleaned, $25 US just for an X-ray. The examination with the extraction of the tooth, the post and the crown, because I selected the highest quality bits and pieces, posts and crowns they had, which over here came from Korea. That was 2,000 US. I kind of Googled it, and that could be anywhere from 5 to 10,000 US, depending where you're getting that done. That wraps up my experience with the dentist. And then the eyeglasses, basically, you sit down for the eyeglass, for the prescription examination, you pick out your frames, and you can get prescription glasses, nearsighted, farsighted, for as little as $12. And then it can go up from there depending on how fancy of a frame. If you want a designer Gucci frame, you're gonna pay more. I get bottom of the line frames because I'm probably gonna lose them or step on them, but $12 and up for prescription glasses done in an hour. So there's your wrap up. I hope you've enjoyed getting this information, because you never know when you're gonna need it. Nobody plans on it, but it pops up from time to time. As always, I appreciate you guys out there. I'm supposed to tell you to like, to subscribe, to comment, and I'll take a quick minute to thank you guys for all your support. I really appreciate you. Maybe one of these days we'll do one of these live chats or something, so we can have some real life interaction, real time interaction. So be safe. I say that because we have a typhoon coming, and we'll see you next time on the Mark Side.